Hey guys, what's going on? It's Angie. So today's video, we're going to be talking about a more serious topic today. So basically, this video is going to be me telling the story of me being kicked out of the homeless shelter. And also, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about addiction. We do have a little bit of an audience. Some dude pulled up right there. I mean, hey, what can I do about that? People is going to be here regardless. There's millions of people in this city. Yeah, you want to be alone, but what can I really do? I can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You in public. This is going to be released to the whole world anyway. Everybody's going to see it regardless. But so anyway, I don't want to make... The last time I had made a video talking about this, it was like a 45, almost 50-minute long video. I don't want to have to drag that on this long, but I do want to take the time and explain what has happened. And also, I think it's just good to spread light and to bring awareness and to talk about the things that people don't talk about, to spread light, spread awareness to the topics that aren't spoken about, you know? So I really think that... So basically, this all started, I think like it was last week, Monday. That's when I finally got a bed at a new shelter. So if you guys had seen, to those of you who had seen my last video that I posted maybe like 6 months ago, half a year ago, moving into the shelter, that was a very nice shelter. It looked like a hotel. My roommate was a little weird. She was kind of like, that's a story for another day. She was weird. But other than that, I had, you know what I'm saying? My roommate was kind of weird. She didn't even shower, yo. So I was the only one that was using the shower. We would share the bathroom, like the toilet and shit. I had like all my stuff in the shower and all that. So I was staying at that shelter. It was in Bed-Stuy. I don't even think I should be telling y'all where it's at. I don't know if that's too personal or whatever. But anyway, I was staying over there, right? The shelter. It was a brand new building. I'm talking about, yo, this place had just been built like, I think either last October or November. It was a brand new building. It was nice. The staff was terrible. The staff never did their job. I've asked a total of 5 different staff members to put in my work pass, because how the shelter works is curfew is at 11 p.m. That shelter, they did 2 bed checks. They did a bed check at 11 p.m. They did another bed check at 2 p.m. 2 a.m. My fault. Yeah, so they did that. But basically, I had came home so many times without a pass, and they never took my bed. So I don't know why now they want to change shit up, make shit different. But so basically what had happened was, yeah, so I had came home from work one day. Fun fact, I wasn't even scheduled to work that day, but I went to work. I was supposed to had a pass on my name regardless, because I sent it to my caseworker. The thing is, none of the staff over there never did their job, because I had went to 5 different staff members. I'm like, yo, can you write me a pass? They'll be like, okay, the pass is put in. Why the fuck I came home? And the funny thing is, that same day I got kicked out, I was dead stressed out at work. Like, I was just talking to myself and shit. I'm like, yo, I swear if I go home and I don't have a bed tonight, I don't know if that was my intuition telling me, like, I already subconsciously somehow knew that that was going to happen, and that I was literally feeling very emotional, very overwhelmed, very stressed. I was feeling a lot. How the fuck I come home just to find out? I come home back into my room, none of my shit is there. They done packed all my shit up. I said, yo, that's crazy, because how you want people to go to work in a shelter and to get an apartment to get up out of there, but you want to take my bed because I was at work? How does that correlate? How you want me to go to work to make money, but because I'm at work, you want to take my bed and kick me out without my consent? That's crazy. So yeah, that same day, I was like dead stressing. I remember I was at work. I was tripping the fuck out. This was on like a Friday, I think, like a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Something like that. So anyway, yeah, like I had came home. This is still on, right? Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, so I had came home, and then I come home. I literally came home before 2 o'clock, before the second bed check. They gonna come to tell me, oh, I'm being transferred. I gotta go somewhere else. Why? They didn't even tell me where the fuck I was going until some guy pulled up with a whole bus to take me to a new shelter. From that night, they didn't tell me. They didn't give me a paper or nothing. How I found out where I was going, the address of where I was going, when the driver pulls up, the driver pulled up in the bus, right? He told me the location of where we was going. They didn't give me no papers or nothing. But apparently, okay, let me tell you, they sent me to Queens, right? They sent me to this shelter in Queens. I think it was in like Long Island City or something. It was by I think 40th Street, somewhere on the 7 line, in between like 30 and 40th Street. But it was I don't quite remember exactly where it was at, but it was by the 7 train, right? It was about a 13-minute walk, something like that. I was only there for one day. Why the fuck I get there? I didn't get a bed because around the bus didn't come. He didn't come until like 2 or 3 in the morning to take me to the new shelter. By the time you know what I'm saying, we took the bus, I was sitting in the lobby for like maybe an hour or two. Then they gonna finally give me a fucking bed. But by the time I got settled in the room and got all my shit, I went to clean the locker and all that. And then I was doing all this shit just to go to bed at 6:30 in the morning. Like at that point, it's already the next day. Why you got me sleeping mad late? Why the fuck? Okay, so I was staying at a shelter in Queens. Um, yeah, and then so I got there, but then I had left out that day, and then I came back. They're telling me, "Oh, I'm not in their system. I'm not in their system and whatnot, and that I'm only there for the night, and that they gonna have to send me somewhere else." Why the next day they was telling me, "Oh, you gotta go to the Bronx." Back to the Bronx, back to Franklin, the shelter that I had previously came from. I said, "Why you want me to go back to that ghetto ass shelter?" The only good thing about that shelter is we was able to smoke in the bathrooms. That's it. But at this point, the place they got me in now is almost like the same thing as the Bronx. You got a room with like, it's not like around 30 people in a room, but it's like 10 people. Yo, but this one girl I'm in a room with now, she be tweaking. She be talking to herself. She'll wake up. She'll start screaming and shit. I'm like, yo, like, y'all don't be scared. Like, this is actually like, and the fact that we can't, we're in a situation, we're homeless right now. We can't really do nothing about the situation except deal with it. And that's what sucks, is because I feel so uncomfortable in there. And then on top of that, we have to share a bathroom with like 10 people. How the fuck is that? I'm taking a shower, but every time I'm in the shower, somebody, like, it's just, bro, imagine mad people having to use the same shit at the same time. That's so annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, somebody got to pee, but I got to take a shower. I got to take a shower. Somebody else got to pee. And it's just, bro, I feel rushed. I don't feel like I have no time to relax, no time to sit down, chill. Because back when I was in a room with my old roommate, I would sit in the bathroom for hours. And another reason I would do that, because my roommate made me uncomfortable. I wanted to be away from her. I would sit in the bathroom for hours. Sometimes I would sit there zoned out. I would sit there on my phone doing whatnot. Sometimes I'd even be sitting on the floor. I really didn't care. You know, like, it was crazy. Like, I dead feel uncomfortable. But anyway, so after I stayed one night at the Queen shelter, they're going to tell me that I'm not in the system. They don't have a bed for me there. Only they gave me that bed for that night because they didn't want me to go nowhere else. But I said, what was the point of me going all the way to Queens just for one day just to be sent somewhere else? I would have rather slept in the park at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well smoke a blunt in the playground, chill, have all my shit around. Why you got me in this place? I'm mad uncomfortable. And the toilet clogged downstairs as I used the bathroom. The toilet clogged again as I went up to the room, the Queen shelter. I said, bro, this is crazy. This building got issues, yo. Why the fuck all this shit is going on? And then on top of that, after they was trying to tell me I was at the Queen shelter, they was trying to tell me to go back to the intake center, go back to the Bronx. And then they told me to pack all my shit up before I left, but I didn't do that. Why the fuck I came home later that day? They already had packed up all my shit for me. I knew that was gonna happen, but I came before 11 o'clock. How my shit was packed up even before the bed check? I guess that was because they told me, yo, listen, this is not your bed. You could stay here for one night, but then you gotta go be transferred somewhere else. You don't belong here. Your name is not in the system, right? So then, basically after that, then they trying to send me to Bushwick. The shelter I'm at now, like I said, this shelter is not nice. It's not really glamorous looking at all. It's crazy because after I left the bedside shelter, it's like I didn't appreciate what I had until it was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a very beautiful shelter. It was very nice. And it's like sometimes, like, you don't realize what you have that's good until it's gone. And losing that nice ass like hotel looking apartment shit, like, it really, like, wow, I was very upset. And because even, like, for example, from where I was living, it was close to the train, it was close to my job, It was close to the gym. It was close to the city. It was close to all the things that I needed to go to. It was convenient. It worked out for me. The fact that I got kicked out of there and now everything is slightly like further away is like damn, because I was literally like 22 to 30 minutes to my job, around like 20 30 minutes to the gym. Now I'm like slightly further away from these places, but it's not as far because y'all know Bed-Stuy is like Bushwick is a little bit more north, kind of a little bit more northeast than Bed-Stuy. So I mean, it's still I'm still yo, but I'm just glad they didn't keep me at the shelter in Queens because why the fuck from there my job was a whole 50 minutes. I said, bro, imagine taking a whole hour just to get to work when I was only taking like 20 30 minutes. That's gonna fuck with your schedule and shit, right? But anyway, I'm glad with the location I'm at now. Bushwick is like, you know what I'm saying? You got the J train within like a few blocks. You got some stuff over there. You know what I'm saying? At least there's trains. At least you don't gotta transfer like two buses to get to a train. At least it's not one of those situations. But yeah, so that's how I feel about that. They moved me to Bushwick. The place is mad uncomfortable. Like I don't know. Like there's this one girl, like I said, there's this one girl, she be tweaking, she be talking to herself, she be screaming. She be like, I think she be smoking in a room and shit. I be here. Thing is, I try not to look at her or to like, I don't want to like for her to see me like staring at her because I don't know if she be, I tell you, this girl be fucking weird. And apparently I think she was like fucking the mattress or something. I'm telling you, these people is crazy. Like, yo, when I tell you, I think she be smoking in the room. I be hearing her flick the lighter and shit, but I try not even to look or to pay too much attention to her because, you know, I'm not trying to cause no problems. I'm not trying to get into no drama. I'm here to mind my business. The only thing I'm here to do in the shelter is to shower and sleep. Like, otherwise, this is not a place I would call home. This is not a place I feel comfortable. I'm just here because this is what I have to do right now to get to where I need to go to better myself in my future and to get housing, right? But yeah, otherwise, like, bro, that shit is so uncomfortable. Like, I really hope I can really get my apartment sooner than later because, you know, I'm just really praying to God. I'm really having faith in God, hoping that He gonna bring some miracles and get me out of this situation where I'm crying and I'm feeling a lot of emotions and I'm feeling like I don't really have no family and no friends to really, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just by myself and it's rough, especially when you're by yourself at a young age and it's like you in a crazy situation that you never even thought you would be in. You never thought you would lose your almost your whole family, and you never thought that you would be by yourself living in this world doing all this shit at such a young age. And it's just crazy. Like, and then so after that, like after they kicked me out the shelter, I had a shopping cart, I had a suitcase, and then I had maybe like 5 or 6 bags that I had to like carry with me and shit, and that I had to bring all that stuff into my unit and stuff. And then tell me why when I got to the unit to bring my stuff. Tell me why. I looked into my purses. I looked in my tote bag where I thought the key. I thought the key was in my Trader Joe tote bag, or I thought it was in the other purse that I have with me now. Why the fuck? I don't know where my key disappeared off to, but I didn't even have my key to get into the unit. I had to pay a whole 20 something dollars to have the guy break off, to have the guy like chainsaw or whatever the fuck the whole, he had to take the whole lock off for me to put a new lock in the locker. But thank God, honestly, I'm kind of glad it worked out like that. Yes, I had to pay him money, but what he was able to do, I said, yo, listen, I have a car and I have like 5 bags here. I took an Uber from the shelter to my unit. And then I was like, yo, can you help me put this stuff in the unit? I said, yo, thank God. Thank God he was there to be able to move my stuff in the unit. Like, yes, I had to pay him, but still, I'm just lucky he was there because imagine me going up a ladder. Imagine me going up a ladder with all this stuff. Try to put my stuff. And it like, yo, you don't understand because that shit, when you step up the ladder, sometimes it's unstable and it's shaky. Let alone you carrying a big ass shopping cart up them stairs. You carrying like 5 bags and you have to throw that shit in the unit. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm just glad that he was there because that saved me a lot of work that I had to do. I don't even know how the fuck I was going to get all that stuff up there myself. That's what I'm saying. It'd be hard in these situations when you don't even got no family or nobody to like move this stuff for you. And it's how the fuck I'm by myself Most of my family passed away. I don't even got no friends or nobody to really call. I'm by myself, that ass. And then I have to do all this shit. Like, I'm just a girl. The fuck? And then, but I don't know. But God would never put you in a situation if He knew you couldn't handle it. And that's what I be telling myself. God gave me this mission, and I'm strong enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, anyway, I don't know. After that, I don't even want to like talk about the situation too long, or I don't want to be reminded of. Honestly, it's already a lot in my mind. I don't want to sit here and talk about the same thing for mad long. But yeah, anyway, now let's talk about addiction and smoking. So I smoke weed, right? I smoke weed and cigarettes. I really feel like my tolerance has gotten so high to where, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm buying an eighth a day, an eighth every day, right? And yo, when I tell you, like, sometimes I really don't be feeling high no more. And sometimes it also depends where you be buying the weed from too. That's why I like to go to places where it's like where like I know the weed is good. Like, I know I have these two shops that I really like. One of them is by the gym that I go to. They always got good weed over there. So I like to buy my weed from them. And then there's this other place in Soho. They have the weed is a little more expensive. It's like $30 an eighth instead of $20. But I said, hey, the weed be him. There was this one time I tried this strain. It was called Green Crack. It was really good, really good. I think I asked the guy like the other day. I was like, yo, is the Green Crack coming back? He said, yeah, Green Crack is coming back next week. I said, best believe I'll be over there. I liked the weed from there because that shit actually good. I'd rather, the thing is that sometimes you be buying these pre-rolls and it really don't get you high. That's why I'd rather buy an eighth and roll my own shit, because if I'm sitting here buying a pre-roll, this could be some Reggie ass weed. This ain't gonna be no good weed. That shit, that's what I'm saying. And it's been getting me upset because how am I spending all this money just to not feel high? Or sometimes people will be like, oh, people will tell me a lot. They're like, oh, you're high, or like you smoked or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel nothing. Like, I don't feel high. Like, straight up. And it's like, how have I smoked 2+ blunts, more than 2 blunts, and I'm still not high? Why have I smoked 4 to 5 blunts and I'm not high? Why? And at the same time, it's so hard because I'll try to take a day off. And the thing is, I have taken tolerance breaks. The most time I've taken off of smoking weed was like a week. I've been smoking weed for about 5, 6 years now. It's hard for me to even take a day off because I'll get irritated. I'll get very angry. I'll be very mad and I'll just be screaming and cursing and just yelling at literally, like, I'll just be yelling out loud. Like, not even directing towards somebody, but sometimes I'll be in a bad mood and I'll just be screaming. And I don't know, it'd be hard because I don't wanna stay away from the weed. I don't wanna stop the weed. I don't wanna quit the weed. But at the same time, it's like, imagine how much money I could be saving if I wasn't doing this. But I said at the same time, I grew up around weed. My mother was always doing it. My mother will always give me weed. I don't know how I would imagine myself being sober. I don't know how I would, but I'm sure you would save money. I would have hundreds of dollars more a month if I would quit. And I could use that towards clothes. I could use that towards things I need to buy. But at the same time, I think it's also like medicine for me too. It's also like medicine because I don't know, like, I really feel like weed, like, for example, I'll be mad talkative before I smoke. I'll be like, I'll just be screaming and shit, but after I smoke, I'm mad calm. Sometimes I'm like quiet. I go nonverbal. I don't talk. Sometimes I'm zoned the fuck out. Sometimes, a lot of the time, even when I'm sober, I be zoned out too, because I'll be like, sometimes I don't be noticing my surroundings or what's going on around me because I'm so in my own zone, in my own world. Like, I'll see a bunch of people that I know will pass me, but I ain't even peep them. I ain't even peep them for real. I be so zoned out in my own world. And I don't know, really, I just, and it's like, there's honestly, I don't want to quit smoking weed, but there's times I want to take breaks, but even to do that is hard because I'll be bored, or I'll have a lot of extra time and I don't know what to do with the time. So then I'll just be like, oh, and then I'll just keep telling myself like, oh, I'm a billionaire. I have the money. You know what I'm saying? I have an unlimited amount of money. I don't need to limit myself. If the money is gonna come, if the money is constantly coming to me regardless, then I don't need to fear spending money. You know what I'm saying? The money I spend will come back. So then that's just what I tell myself, which I know it will, but at the same time, it's like it'd be really hard to take a break. And then I tell myself, am I even meant to quit this shit? Like, I don't know. I've been doing this shit since I was like maybe 13, 14, 15. I don't remember the exact age, but I don't want to quit. Like, I don't. Now it must have been like five. I must have been 15 when I started, or 14. I don't know. But all I know is when I first started smoking, I wasn't consistently smoking like I was now. Like, when I first started, it would be like, oh, my mom would be like, oh, hey, Angie. My mom had a little bowl pipe thing. She would be like, yo, come hit the bowl with me. You know what I'm saying? She always be like, yo, come smoke with me. I come in the other room, smoke with her, whatever. And then, no, and then I think another reason, there was this girl that I knew that smoked weed, and I wanted to start getting into smoking weed. I wanted to smoke weed so I could smoke weed around other people, and just so I could be introduced to smoking. That's why I started smoking. And then so I would start doing it. I had a bong. I would smoke my bong at night. I would hit the bong at night. That shit would knock me out. I would fall asleep. And then I remember this one time I was smoking at maybe like 10:30 in the morning. I smoked maybe a bong or a bowl or two. And then that shit knocked me the fuck out. I went right back to sleep. That shit would really calm me down. But the thing is, when I first started smoking, if I was to smoke early in the morning, that shit used to have me mad tired. Like, I would fall asleep off the weed. That was like during my newbie days. I remember the first time I really got high. So I was laying at the time. My mother, we had a 1-bedroom apartment. She had the bedroom. I was living in the living room, right? There was like a mattress and then a bed, but the bed was like broken. Like, I'm talking about, like, I don't know how to explain it. The bed, the thing that holds the mattress, that shit was kind of broken. So it felt like I was dead. Like, it wasn't, the mattress was kind of fucked up and everything. I was high as shit. This is my first, like, what I can remember of me first getting high. I felt like I was floating. I could feel all the beats in the songs. It was Party Next Door. It was 2 songs that I remember listening to when I felt like I was floating. Break from Toronto, and what was the other one? Break from Toronto and Recognize. Party Next Door was the first artist that I listened to while I was high. Oh shit, the straw. Oh my god, the straw just fell. Yo. Cheers. Anyway, Party Next Door was the first artist I listened to while I was high. I felt like I was floating. I could hear everything in the song. I miss when the weed used to hit like that, because the weed don't be hitting like it used to. And that's another reason I be wanting to take a break, or at least a month tolerance break. But I'm like, dude, I'm so addicted to this shit that it's hard for me to even take a day off. It's hard for me to take a week off. How are you guys taking a month, 3 months off of smoking weed? The most I can do is a week. And that's if I want to. But I don't want to quit. I don't. But then there's a part of me that wonders, like, what would it be like? I feel like I wouldn't have the brain fog if I would quit. Maybe I could potentially get a lot more done. Maybe I could start new hobbies and shit, keep myself busy, have a clear mind, have more money and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know how I imagine. Do I want to be sober? I don't know. I really don't know if I want to. I don't know. This world is hard. This world is already hard enough. Like, just smoke your tree and relax. Because me smoking weed is the reason I haven't lost my mind yet. I really believe. Like, I would have damn near lost my mind if I was sober. With all the shit I've been through my whole life with, you know what I'm saying, losing my grandma, losing my mom, losing my uncle, losing my childhood home, moving away from everything, losing the items that I had, and with now all this bullshit I'm going through, with all this homeless shit and moving around. I moved around like what? Maybe like 5. I'm trying to think how many times I moved this year. How many times did I move this year? Okay, so in the beginning of this year, where was I at in the beginning of this year? Oh no, I think I was at the East New York shelter. Then I came to the Bronx. Then I came to Sunset Park, but I only stayed there for a night. Technically, I didn't have a bed there. I just fell asleep in their cafeteria. I was at Sunset. Then I went to, wait, no, but technically I didn't stay there, so I'm not going to count that. So I came to Bed-Stuy. Then I came to Queens. Then I came to Bushwick. I've already been at 6 different places this year, 6 different shelters. And then I've been at like, I think like 7, 8, around like 8, 9. I've been to a bunch of different shelters, and I'm sick and tired of having to move around. And it's like, if you're not there by 11 p.m., they're so quick to take your bed, to pack up all your shit, and then it's too much mental stress. And it was like, I was like, when I tell you, when this shit was going on last week, I was wearing the same clothes for 4 days. I was in the same clothes for 4 days. I did shower, but I was dead wearing the same clothes for 4 days. Like, I can't be doing that shit. And that's another thing. I was like, because the first day I had showered when? I showered when I got to the Queen shelter. I showered that morning after I slept. Then I showered the next day. I showered at the gym. Then the next day, I didn't get to shower because, no, that's when I showered at the gym because I didn't have a bed yet at the first place. The first day I got to the Bushwick shelter, I got there, they said my name was in the system, but they had to wait for a bed to clear up for me. So this was after I was at the Queen shelter. They sent me to Bushwick. They didn't have a bed for me at first. After that, I had to stay there a night. I slept in like the TV room or whatever. I had a blanket. I was just sleeping on the couch. Then the next day I came back. They had a bed for me. But the place is like very uncomfortable. I'm telling you, like, this is not the place I'm supposed to be at. Like, I don't want to drag this video on because this is about to pass 30 minutes, but I don't know. I just thought it was important I share my story and spread awareness and knowledge to the people that aren't aware of what's going on in the world. I just thought it was important that I share my part and do what I could do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down what more you'd like to see from me below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.